Hey, what's up, guys? Pray all is well. Um, we are going to talk about this home that we sold. This is a very special home because it happens to be a home of a very, very good friend, and it is in our neighborhood, right? So literally, I walk past this home quite often. And we ended up selling this home, and I really want to focus on something that people don't normally think about or talk about is when you are competing with the builder. So we were selling this home, and the builder was still building and selling homes in our community, right? And there are a couple of things that you kind of need to think about, right? So the first thing we're thinking about is is the builder still building this type of model, right? And it just so happened that our client was really smart in the type of home they chose, the lot, and the builder wasn't building this type of model anymore. They had other types that they were building, but we weren't competing there was no competition if someone wanted this model, this type of model, right? Specifically in this type of lot. So when you're competing against the builder, it's not just in pricing, it's in availability. Like, can someone go out and pretty much put the same type of house in the same neighborhood? And it's going to be really hard to compete against the builder when it comes to that. And when we were listing the property, that was something we were thinking about. Number two, I think this house was on the market for about 80-ish days, and we ended up having like 31 to like 40 showings. So the activity that the builder had helped us get people in, but it's just taking longer for people to make buying decisions, right? And in this type of home, this home was listed, somewhere around, I believe it was like 1.5 million. The buyer for this property, the reason why it takes a little bit longer is likely to have to sell a property to buy your property. So when you're focusing on like competing against the builder and especially selling in certain price ranges, will your home likely have a move up buyer, right? And will they have a contingency? Well, 3 years ago there were no contingencies, but now as the market shifts and things slow down, you very well might have the only people that are interested in purchasing your property are people with contingencies. And what does that do to your timeline? What does that do to your price and all that good stuff? So we ended up getting the price that we wanted on this property. We got the price that we listed at. We did have to pay some closing costs because the builder's paying closing costs, right? So just things you want to think about. So if you're thinking about selling a home and you're specifically in a neighborhood with a builder, and I will tell you, like Potomac Shores, different strategy, right? I've been telling people for a long time, I felt like Potomac Shores was going to be the first market to pull back because you still got the builder out there selling, right? Doesn't mean every street is being affected, but there are certain products that the builder's selling it and you still got it, or if the builder's selling something central, I mean, something very similar, your strategy has to be very, very different from neighborhood to neighborhood, right? So if you're thinking about selling your home, reach out to us. These are the types of nuances and things that I actually talk about in the book, 50 Things Your Real Estate Agent Should Tell You, but probably won't. If you don't have the book, you should get the book because there's a lot of wisdom that I share over 25 years of selling homes at a high level. And this is on Amazon, at a high level in this area. And it's good for sellers, buyers, real estate agents, like anyone who's, loan officers, title company reps, anyone who's in the real estate field, or if you're thinking about investing or buying, you should be reading this book because I give you all the game, all the game. All right. Thinking about selling, thinking about buying anywhere in the country, reach out to us. We've got a network of almost 20,000 agents that we have a community with, that we coach with, that are really great. So we can connect you with an agent anywhere in the country that can help you with your real estate needs. All right. You have the dream. We have the address. Get outside, get some fresh air.